Jack Thompson was a 35-year-old man with a heart of steel. He lived in a small village near the shore of the Pacific Ocean. Jack grew up on the shores, watching his grandfather do fabulous sea expeditions. He always wanted to explore the sea, dive in with the tremendous sea creatures and explore the sea habitat. He always wondered about mermaids and if there was a human-like existence in the seas. June 29, 1982 was one heck of a day for Jack. He planned this incredible adventure, which would be etched in his memory forever. He was about to embark on an exciting journey, exploring the vast oceans, and he had made up his mind to visit the Galapagos Islands. His main goal was to witness those majestic sharks that ruled the waters there. Just thinking about it made his heart race with pure joy. It was like a roller coaster of emotions, but Jack knew it was time to face his fears and embrace this great quest head-on. So with his bags packed and a pumping heart, he was ready to dive into the unknown. The anticipation was palpable as he stepped onto the boat ready to set sail. The wind gently brushed against his face, whispering tales of the incredible adventure that awaited him. Jack reached the diving center where he met the guide, Captain George, an adventurous guy whose twinkling eyes revealed his level of curiosity. Captain George showed him the Shark Hunter. The vessel was specifically established for shark cage diving and had gone on 200-plus expeditions. The sturdy shark cage within the boat was built to provide an up-close encounter with the mighty creatures while ensuring the diver's safety. Moreover, Captain George asked all 5 crew members to pray for their safety before they started their journey. The journey began, and the boat gracefully cut through the crystal blue waters, heading towards the renowned shark-infested feeding grounds. Jack's excitement mingled with a healthy dose of apprehension as they ventured from the shore. The sight of creatures swimming in the expansive sea heightened his sense of awe. Eventually, the boat reached its destination, landing on the feeding grounds. In his sore voice, Captain George said in anticipation, "All right, guys, we are about to suit up and face these magnificent creatures." Jack could feel his heart pounding in his chest. Captain George calmed all the crew members. They were on the lookout for sharks for 10 minutes, but not a single fin broke the surface. The tension grew with each passing second, heightening the suspense that gripped them all. Sensing their escalating nerves, Captain George urged them to maintain control, reminding them that a shark could appear at any moment. Then, in a sudden twist, the silence transformed into hushed whispers as the 5 crew members caught sight of an enormous, majestic shadow. It was unmistakably the outline of a shark, the ocean's most formidable predator. Jack, an experienced hunter of countless small and medium-sized fish, felt a chill run down his spine. This colossal creature was like nothing he had ever encountered before. Jack's eyes were fixed on the giant creature before him as the shadow came nearer and nearer. It was the creature he had always longed to catch a glimpse of. The shark gracefully circled around the cage, its sharp jaws instilling immense fear in Jack. He could feel his amygdala triggering a rush of hormones down to his legs. The cage trembled as the shark began to bite, sending vibrations through them all. Fear gripped everyone and the crew members' screams filled the air, but Captain George remained surprisingly calm. He instructed the crew to observe the magnificent creature, emphasizing that such an opportunity wouldn't come again. The shark's colossal, muscular body showcased nature's sheer power and precision. Now the crew members regained their composure and found solace in the marvels of nature. Captain George, utilizing the underwater communication system, skillfully managed to keep them at ease. Suddenly, the shark's mouth opened wide, capturing everyone's attention. They all noticed a significant change in the shark's behavior, and it suddenly became more aggressive. The crew members could sense the erratic nature of this creature and its strong desire for fresh human flesh. Captain George also became anxious when the shark forcefully slammed against the cage, causing one of the bars to bend under the intense strain. It was a moment of panic for everyone. Captain George quickly communicated with the support team, stressing the need for immediate action. He rallied the crew members, encouraging them to gather their courage and maintain their composure. Just as they tried to regain their balance, the shark slammed into the cage again, bringing it to the brink of collapse. In a decisive move, Captain George ordered them to dive into the sea and swim towards the shore. They rushed outside the cage through the emergency gate, with Jack being the last to face the pressure waves. The shark relentlessly tried to break through the bars and enter the cage, leaving only Jack and Captain George inside. As Captain George instructed Jack to make a hasty exit, they encountered a sudden surge of pressure that resisted their movements. Despite their best efforts to resist, the force of the opposing waves overwhelmed them, propelling both swimmers straight into the shark's jaws. They vanished into the darkness of the shark's mouth, never to be seen again. The other crew members successfully reached the shore. Jack's descendants are proud of their ancestors and his extraordinary courage. The people of his village won't forget him for his exceptional love for sea creatures and the love for discoveries in his blood. Mandy Thomas and Thomas Abraham, a happily married couple, resided in the charming town of Beaufort, South Carolina. They both shared an insatiable thirst for adventure and an unwavering desire to explore the wonders of our diverse planet. Thomas, employed at a travel agency, had been fortunate enough to visit nearly every continent on Earth. Mandy, too, had a deep passion for traveling, capturing breathtaking scenes and sharing them on her Instagram wherever she ventured. Together, they embarked on awe-inspiring journeys, traversing mighty mountains, colossal rivers, vast ravines, enchanting dunes, and even scorching deserts, including the legendary Sahara. Their hunger for discovery grew, leading them to plan a remarkable sea expedition, alongside a dedicated research team. The primary goal of this expedition was to unveil the secrets of the Atlantic Ocean, explore its myriad sea creatures, and assess pollution levels caused by nearby factories. The couple found this mission captivating and eagerly signed up for the program. After arriving at the camp, they had the pleasure of meeting Captain Alex, a highly knowledgeable and experienced leader in zoology. Captain Alex and the rest of the crew warmly welcomed Mandy and Thomas into their midst. Each crew member possessed exceptional qualifications and a profound love for nature, creating a harmonious team united by their shared passion. Mandy and Thomas were filled with joy and anticipation as they were about to witness the mysteries beneath the sea's surface. They visited the vessel named Ocean Explorer. It was a submarine that was well equipped. It had 4 small windows for a better view and an emergency gate. Before they ventured on their journey, a team of technicians analyzed the submarine. Some minor issues were immediately resolved. The submarine contained enough oxygen for the 5 crew members to survive in case of any problem. As the submarine drowned, they could see the breathtaking marine life, vibrant coral reefs, and exotic fishes. They could feel the water pressure, even from within. Captain Alex was guiding about the marine habitat. Mandy was constantly capturing the view. Their excitement always turned into disappointment wherever they observed water pollution. Captain Alex told them about the sufferings of underwater habitat because of the factory waste thrown in the oceans. Mandy wished to clean the underwater habitat to make it easier for these beautiful creatures. It was only possible with loads of awareness. That day, she decided to spread awareness through her social media channels about the significance of beach cleanliness. She realized a dire need to design a proper dump disposal phenomenon for the factories. Otherwise, the natural habitat is in real danger. Captain advised all crew members to stay alert as they had reached the shark region. This was the place where they were about to see this huge creature, the queen of all seas. With anticipated hearts, they were getting nearer and nearer to the sharks. Everyone marveled at the beauty and power of the magnificent creatures. The team's primary focus was studying the shark's behavior, so they were cautious. All of a sudden, the number of shadows increased around the submarine. They could see 4 sharks encircling the submarine. It seemed that they were somehow intrigued by the presence of this submersible. Initially, the sharks were quite calm and composed. So was Captain Alex. But with every passing second, the sharks teased and provoked these human visitors. Thomas firmly held Mandy's hand, which was probably the only time Mandy stopped filming throughout the journey because of the exhilaration. They could observe the jaws and the glistening teeth. One of the sharks rushed towards the submarine, trying to attack these human creatures. The opposing water pressure was the main problem too, as the submarine couldn't escape from these sharks. Instead, the high water pressure was taking the submarine closer and closer to the sharks. Captain Alex had to make a quick decision. There were 2 possibilities in this case. One was to remain in the submarine and control it, so that it would get away from the shark. This seemed quite hard as the submarine ran out of fuel for unknown reasons, and the water pressure was high. At this time, the best possible way was to dive into the ocean and swim to the shore, as all the crew members, including Mandy and Thomas, were professional swimmers who had undergone training in handling dangerous sea creatures. Captain Alex was there to lead them too. Alex shouted his heart loud, "Dive in the ocean as we are almost near the shore. We are not too deep in the sea and the submarine is almost out of the shark zone. We have to get rid of these sharks coming over us." As Thomas tightly held Mandy's hand, they dashed towards the emergency gate, making a coordinated move to ascend towards the surface and draw the sharks away from their fellow researchers. The plan worked like a charm. The sharks followed the trail, and Thomas and Mandy finally reached the surface, feeling relief and triumph as the warm sunshine touched their skin. They had outsmarted those sharks. Soon, the rest of the crew joined them on the surface, and Captain Alex's smile spoke volumes about how proud he was of the couple's resilience and quick thinking to save their team members. It was a moment of collective celebration and gratitude for their safety. Once back on the shore, the team gathered to discuss the encounter and determine ways to prevent further incidents. After some deliberation, they concluded that the sharks were territorial, not aggressive. Knowing this eased their minds and helped them better understand the situation. Overall, it was quite an adventure, but they overcame the odds thanks to Thomas and Mandy's bravery and the team's strong camaraderie. Mandy's pictures were nothing less than jewels for the scientific community. The couple survived this dangerous encounter and gave a lot to the scientific community. They became an advocate for marine conservation and spreading awareness to protect the great ocean's inhabitants. Emily Clark and her family lived in a small village in California near the Atascadero Beach. Emily was passionate about marine life and always loved sitting at the beach. December 23, 2002 was an exciting day for Emily and her family. They decided to visit the beach for a joyful weekend. Sun was burning in full swing and a bit of breeze could be felt. Unexpectedly, the beach was not very crowded. They put their mats and belongings in the most peaceful place on the beach. Kids started making castles out of mud, and Emily's husband slept under the sun. Emily was resting too when she suddenly saw some movement near the beach. Emily was a curious soul. She asked the kids to get away from the water. She gradually moved towards the water to investigate the reason behind this disturbance. Emily was quite anticipated, but the level of curiosity was exceptional. There was a reason behind the quick rush of waves, but no one knew why. Some people were near Emily, but they didn't give a damn about the situation and continued their chores. The waves were getting larger with every passing second. All of a sudden, the direction of the waves changed, and they swirled high in the sky like a monster. She knew it was a giant marine creature that could have harmed her, but she stayed calm and composed. Being a researcher, she wanted to understand this creature's behavior and how it reacted to humans. She was filming the entire scene with her camera. Emily's husband, Joe, woke up to the noise as people gathered around. The scene seemed like a fight between Emily and the huge sea creature. It seemed like a boxing ring with spectators all around. Joe warned Emily to stop filming and avoid the creature, but she didn't listen. She had already gone on a sea expedition and knew some advanced protection techniques. All Emily wanted was for the creature to appear in the middle of a giant cloud of water, so she could get at least one picture for her upcoming research project. It was a holiday that turned into an adventure. Mr. Joe didn't seem happy with all this drama, but he was quiet as he wanted her wife to continue her professional duties. A giant shark appeared out of the water. Emily got a wonderful picture. The creature dived down into the water. Surprisingly, the shark's behavior seemed like a dolphin in the beginning. She simply jumped and then dived down into the water. Emily was so happy. She hugged Mr. Joe. The flare on Joe's cheeks showed he was so proud of her wife, who stayed resilient in front of a huge marine creature and fulfilled her professional responsibilities. It was nothing less than a honeymoon scene. The crowd dispersed after applauding Emily. Emily and Joe sat down with their feet in the water. After celebrating their success, a high-pressure wave suddenly carried them several meters away from the shore. Emily wasn't a good swimmer, but Mr. Joe knew how to swim like a professional. He got this in his genes. "Stay calm, Emily, and keep swimming against the waves. Don't stop," Joe yelled. Emily followed her man's instructions. The problem increased 1,000 times when the shark appeared again. This time, it didn't have that dolphin-like appearance. Instead, the shark seemed quite aggressive. They were only a few meters from the shore, but it seemed 1,000,000 miles. Also, Emily could hardly bear the water's resistance because she didn't know how to swim properly. Mr. Joe seemed the only hope to her. The shark rushed toward its prey. It seemed pretty exciting to see the fresh human flesh. Mr. Joe was a man of fabulous nerves. He told Emily to swim towards the shore. Meanwhile, Joe betrayed the shark. He started swimming toward the opposite side of the shore and threw a steel can toward the shark. The aggressiveness increased, and the shark shifted away from the shore. No one could match Mr. Joe's swimming skills as he continued to swim, skillfully outmaneuvering the shark. He dived in and out until the shark got frustrated. Joe knew that he couldn't beat the speed of the shark, but the only way to get rid of it at the moment was to exhaust it until it surrendered. As Emily reached the shore, she immediately started shouting for help, hoping someone would hear her cries. Fortunately, the crowd noticed her distress and quickly returned to assist. One of them swiftly dialed the Coastal Guard office, urgently requesting aid. In just a matter of minutes, the Coastal Guards arrived on the scene, their presence bringing a sense of relief. It was a sight that left the children in awe as they watched their mother's tears of fear and gratitude. The Coastal Guards wasted no time and threw a massive net toward the formidable shark, knowing capturing such a colossal creature wouldn't be easy. With determination, 3 guards courageously dove into the water, equipped with life jackets to rescue Mr. Joe. Clearly, an ordinary net wouldn't be enough to contain the enormous shark, but it served as a temporary obstacle, slowing down the mighty predator. Exhausted and worn out, the giant white creature let out a roar of frustration. Nevertheless, the Coastal Guards successfully rescued Mr. Joe from its clutches. Emily's heart raced as she rushed towards her brave husband, embracing him tightly. This time, it was Joe's bravery that saved both of them from a truly traumatic experience. The joyous noise echoed across the beach, celebrating their survival and the heroic efforts of the Coastal Guards. Among the crowd, a senior official from the Navy approached the couple, offering praise for their resilience. However, they also issued a cautionary reminder about the importance of using proper equipment for expeditions. Emily took this lesson to heart, vowing always to have the necessary tools before embarking on any research project. Meanwhile, Mr. Joe dedicated more time to honing his sea diving skills, eager to be better prepared for future adventures. In a gesture of triumph, Emily proudly featured a picture of the colossal creature on the cover page of her research project. The image garnered immense praise from the scientific research community and photographers worldwide, symbolizing their incredible encounter.